What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Nonsensical. My name is Peter, and Isaac made me do the intro today.
Hello, everyone. My name is Isaac, and yes, this is true. I made him do the intro today.
Yes, and this is the podcast where we do whatever, whenever, and however we want. We could be talking about the shoes that I bought yesterday, all the way up to, why a monkey decides to climb trees and get bananas, or, why the sky is red, because that's happened, but
It has. It's weird.
Yeah, it's weird. So typically we usually have either a topic or a game. Today's more focused on the topic, but before we get into the topic, we usually like to do a little bit of small talk, get to know what things gone on, because though it looks like it, we don't typically interact with each other as often as you guys may think. So, Isaac, how was the week? How's it going?
It's going brilliantly now, especially after that chef's kiss of an intro.
Thank you.
Okay, I lied. This week it's been. I have had 2 late nights at work. Yesterday I breathed in a whole puff of flour, so that was fun. I also there was a big wrapper on the garbage can at my work because I work at a pizza place, and I walked over to push it down because there's a lot of space, and I went, and the powder went up into my face, into my eyes, and my mouth. I was like. I was walking back and forth. I couldn't see or breathe. That wasn't fun. I also tried helium for the first time.
You haven't? Not until now?
So, yeah, weird revelation. My parents, specifically my dad, he never let me do it because he thought it was dangerous. And which is fair, because if you don't know what you're doing, you could kill yourself. And my coworker walked over to me, and she was, because there was a party at the place, and they left a bunch of balloons over, and she had one of them, and I walked by, and she took a big breath of it, and I didn't know. She was like, "How is it?" I was like, "Ugh." I'm like, gross. And she's like, "Oh, isn't this fun when we you breathe helium?" And I'm like, I've never done. My dad never let me. And she's like, "What?" So she gave me a balloon, and I'm trying to do it, and I've never done it before. And every time I'm like, "Hi everyone, hi everyone, hi everyone." I swear it's making my voice lower, if anything. And they finally he put the balloon against my mouth, and they push it into me, and I'm like, and so that my voice is all high pitched, and I'm like, "Oh, that's funny." Then I'm like, I can taste the helium. Yep. That's terrible. Then my chest starts hurting 5 minutes later. I'm like, I'm never doing that again. I'm never doing that again. I'm never doing that again. So that was
forced induced helium.
I know. What interesting torture method is this? You just force it in someone's lungs and record them, and they're like, "We're gonna put this in the internet if you don't tell us what we want to know."
Oh man,
writing that down for a future idea. Anyways, how's your week, Peter?
Yeah, it's been pretty decent. I mean, work was work. There was nothing super exciting, unlike you drinking helium from being force-fed helium. But, work was work and school is school. But, outside of that, I decided to purchase a big boy purchase of some new boots today.
Those are big boy boots, if I've ever seen them.
Not today, actually. I purchased them yesterday. But Red Wing, good Minnesota brand. That's the one exciting thing that I could say that I did this last week.
So is that what because you and me had met yesterday with another friend of ours, and you said you were going to Red Wing to make some purchases. Is that what you're saying? Was that the main purpose for you to go to get those shoes?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Hey, I might have missed that. That's funny.
I didn't actually go to Red Wing. There's other stores that are closer, but I still had to go
that makes more
minutes.
sense. I'm like, yikes.
Yeah, Red Wing from the Twin Cities is, and I think it's an hour and a half, 2 hour drive or something like this.
It's not a short drive.
I didn't make that drive, but I still
You really wanted those boots.
I needed them for, I guess, personal use, and also just generally I should have a pair of safety toe boots. And so that's what I made that purchase. That was the one exciting thing and interesting thing that I ended up doing this weekend. And this week in general, because I don't have a very exciting life.
Join the club. We're college students. Our most interesting thing that we're doing is the nightmarish assignments we're being given. But with that riveting small talk out of the way, I think we all know what time it is. It's time for everyone's favorite segment, Peter's Corner of Wackiness. Ha! Psych! Roll the intro.
It's time for Isaac's Corner of Absurdity.
All right, welcome back to Isaac's Corner of Absurdity. It's been a while since I was able to do this because if you haven't seen on the channel, we've been on and off with recordings. That's none of your business. Don't ask. Anyways, so today I thought about, this is something I've kind of thought about talking about for a while because it's kind of falls into the theme of weird festivals we didn't know exist, weird holidays we didn't know exist. And this one is weird sports.
Yeah, which kind of alludes to what the topic of this episode is, outside of the title for this and the thumbnail.
We won't tell you though.
Yeah. Talk to me. What have we got for weird sports?
So, like, you know, we have all of our great sports like basketball and football and cheese rolling.
I mean, we talked about cheese rolling down the hill.
Yeah, except this is actually a sport. So this one on the website of what is it? It is, I believe, Britannica. I believe we all have heard or read something off of Britannica one day. This is written by Everett Munez. But yes, cheese rolling. Another kind of racing you don't see every day in the Cooper Hills cheese rolling race near Gloucester in England. This is a game that is often hilarious for spectators and painful for participants. Okay. A tradition at least 200 years old, participants race down a very steep and uneven hill, chasing after a round of double Gloucester.
Isn't that the same thing as what we talked about?
This is a festival, though.
But this is an actual sport.
Yeah, this is an actual sport.
Okay.
I don't remember them talking about so much pain involved. Chasing after a round of double Gloucester cheese that can weigh up to 9 pounds and someone can travel 70 miles per hour. Whoever gets to the bottom first wins the cheese. Yay. As you can probably imagine, participants are not on their feet for a great part of the race. Instead, they are leaping and tumbling down the hill at pretty high speeds. Rugby players wait at the bottom of the hill to stop participants' momentum. The race results in a significant amount of injuries. It's debatable whether the award is worth it. They say they were there to stop their momentum. Like, I imagine, like, one guy's like running and he can't stop, and someone just clotheslines them full force.
Yeah, I mean that would definitely.
It would stop you. It would hurt. I have to ask you because I mean I have my answer. Do you think the award is worth it?
No. For a roll of cheese?
A double Gloucester roll of cheese.
Maybe the pride of like actually winning the
cheese rolling champ.
Yeah. But not the cheese.
Okay, fine. That one doesn't tickle your fancy. We're not going to enter that league. Okay, but what about underwater hockey? Maybe you've heard of ice hockey and field hockey, but what about underwater hockey? This unusual sport is a 6 versus 6 without goaltenders and takes place in a pool. The sport utilizes a weighted puck that remains at the bottom of the pool. As this is a variation on hockey, players use a small one-handed stick to push the puck toward the goal. One-handed stick, okay. Players wear fins for mobility, masks to see underwater, and thick latex gloves to protect the hands from the pool bottom. You may assume that they wear oxygen tanks that breathe underwater, but you would be wrong.
So it's like water polo meets hockey.
Instead, players have to hold their breath underwater and therefore have to periodically return to the surface to breathe. This gives the sport an interesting team aspect, as players have to anticipate when a teammate or opposing puck carrier is going to return to the surface and leave the puck behind. This must be a difficult sport, as it is already hard enough to see underwater. They have to hold their breath, like, they're goal.
Yep. Yep.
I mean, obviously I can't show you. We'll find a picture of it and post it on here, but just this picture.
Yeah.
Water hockey. It's exactly how it sounds. It's underwater hockey. Me personally, maybe you want to. This is not a sport I'd want to play because I don't know. Like I like pools, I like swimming and stuff, but I don't know. This seems really uncomfortable, and I think I would like float up like unconscious pretty quick. Okay, but I found your sport.
Okay.
I found the sport. This is ear pulling. Ear pull is a traditional Intuit game that is entirely about pain endurance.
So it's like the slapping competitions.
With ears and pulling. Competitors face each other with their legs connected. A string about 2 feet long is then looped around the ears, left to right or right to left, of both contestants. Then the contestants do what the name of the game implies. They pull. They pull until one contestant gives into the pain and the string becomes separated from their ear. Ear pull can cause damage to the ear and bleeding is common. Ear pull would fall into the category of a game that some would not like to try, but your mileage may vary.
Yeah, that's pretty much just like rubber bands on the side of your ears and you're just like, it's like a... Yeah, that's definitely a pain game.
Okay, so you're picky. You don't like those free sports. You want something that gets your adrenaline pumping. You want one where you're putting everything on the line. Mm-hmm. Death diving.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah.
Death diving, or Dotsing is a Norwegian diving sport. I'm sorry to any Norwegians, I butchered that. I don't know how to pronounce that. It's one of those where the slash through the O, and I don't know how to pronounce that. It is a Norwegian diving sport that sees some nasty belly flops and people landing on their backs. This sport is pure entertainment, but is not one for the faint-hearted. In death diving, contestants jump from a board about 10 meters high and attempt to hold a pose for as long as possible before entering the water in a tucked position. People tend to get creative with this as they perform various flips and other tricks.
Yeah.
So
Have you
like,
not seen this?
no.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm not a connoisseur of the art like you.
Basically, they're like, you could be like out like this with your like almost like you're gonna like
Belly flop?
belly flop, yeah. But then at last moment you go like this, so that you like go into the water and not take all the brunt of the water. And some people do flips and tricks and like twists and stuff to then end up in like this position.
Gosh. That's gotta be a sport you have to sign a waiver for or something.
Oh, for sure.
That's
Yes.
that's beyond dangerous. I don't know. That does it for Isaac's Corner of Absurdity. I'm confused now. Today, before we get into the chair, the topic is we're talking about sports, and it's probably a really boring sounding topic to some because like everyone talks about sports. But the biggest thing is, me and Peter, like, unless I know we're both like massively athletic studs that you can tell, especially me. We don't play sports or watch them at
Yeah,
all.
I don't really watch any sports, and it's kind of I shouldn't say disgrace, but like it makes some awkward conversations, especially when people are talking about fantasy football, and we're doing a fantasy football league at my work, and I'm like, I have not watched a football game this season, and the last football game I watched was last year's NFL Super Bowl.
Yes.
That tells you how good I am at.
as opposed to the LFN Super Bowl.
I mean, I watched Dude Perfect, and they're into sports, and so like I listened to their new podcast that's came out, and you know that's given me a little bit of a range of sports knowledge. But we actually have someone who is maybe more acquainted with a different sport,
Me?
not football.
No, I'm just kidding. I watch wrestling. That's my. I watch WWE. I watch fake sports.
Yeah,
That's my taste.
we have a guest. You can see we got a chair. Isaac, would you like to introduce him?
Introducing to you, Luke, my son.
And my brother.
You're probably wondering how this family dynamic works. Well, so are we. Well, Sport, would you like to introduce yourself for the whole world? The 20 people who watch.
Hi. I'm Luke. It's my brother.
Way to scorn your father, I guess. Nah.
This is Isaac, yeah. We go way back.
Yeah, we go way back.
Yeah.
I thought about a walk. But yeah, we brought Luke on here today because he, unlike us, he's actually an athlete. He plays a sport. But before we get into that juicy stuff, we are going to ask you a couple of questions.
Okay.
A little something that we want to start doing with some guests is we're going to give you a minute, and we're just going to throw out random questions, and you just have to answer as many as you possibly can in that minute. So, Peter, you got some questions ready?
I do.
All right. I'm going to give you the first question.
Okay.
Ready, set, go.
So the first question is, what is your favorite color?
My favorite color is sky blue.
What is your dream job?
I don't have a dream job.
Okay, fine.
If you were to talk to us about your favorite item, could be sports related, could be not sports related. What's your favorite item?
Favorite
It's very
accessory.
generic.
My favorite item is maybe my guitar.
Okay. What exotic animal would you want as a pet?
Panda. Yeah.
That's a good one.
What's your favorite song?
My favorite song I've been really liking Remind Myself by Ella Worship.
Okay.
Apples or oranges?
Oranges.
Bananas or pears?
Pears.
Oh man, we came to the minute. I was about to ask the juicy question of who you like more, but we'll save that for another episode. So, Luke, what sport do you play?
I play soccer
And how long have you been participating in this physical activity?
for 10 years.
And how old are you? Like 8?
I'm I'm 15.
Okay. Oh man, so since you were wee taught, okay.
Yeah.
And so the main reason we wanted to bring someone like you onto the podcast was because well, one, you're an avid watcher. Hey, you've been here since the beginning. No, but is me and Peter, we just don't get the appeal of sports, like playing them or watching them or anything like that. So we're just kind of curious. You've stuck with it so long, and obviously it looks like you're going to be sticking with it for the next few years at least.
Yeah.
What appeals to you about playing soccer?
I don't know. I really enjoy it. It's physical, I guess, and like. Yeah.
I was holding it in and then I was holding it in and then I made the mistake of looking at Peter and Peter was just like I'm sorry, it was just it's physical. Did it for me. Okay, so is it just more of like the competition aspect of it? Like, are you very much like you just like the winning and losing aspect of it, or are you a winning or losing type of guy, or it's just how you play the game type of guy?
Yeah, I'm a pretty competitive person, so I like that aspect, and it's a team sport. I like, being on a team, I guess.
Okay. And you watch sports too, right? Because you were a big soccer watcher.
I watch
football.
A lot of soccer, yeah.
So for any UK fans we might have out there,
actually, just watching soccer right before this.
Gosh, what a nerd! So when it comes to sports, because you've been playing soccer since you were like 5, and you're entering you are in high school now, right?
High school.
15. Did you ever see soccer as something you wanted to professionally do, or is it just something you enjoy, but like you don't need to like get into an actual like league or something like that? Like, has that ever been? Is it currently a dream? Has it ever been a dream? Because I know your dad is very into soccer. I feel like he would be gushing with pride if one of his baby boys was on the Man City team.
Yeah, it's really unreasonable, I guess. An average player going pro. I'm already a freshman, and there's already professional players at my age, so
Oh, wait, are there really? Like,
yeah.
Did they start young when it comes?
There
to
was
that?
a Calvin Sullivan. He was like I think he was 14 when he made his debut, I think.
Oh my gosh.
For an MLS team, so a team in the U.S.
If you like, as a hypothetical, if you were a professional player, like, what team would you want to be on? Would it be Man City? Was that your dream?
Yeah.
I always say that's the only team I know.
So I have a question. Usually most soccer players have a certain hairstyle, and with you being a soccer player and with a lot of people that you are well acquainted to, they have certain hairstyles, right? So what would your hairstyle be if you were to go pro? Would you keep it as the same? Would you do anything interesting? Do some stripes down the side?
I was gonna say
or
streaks.
Grow it out. Would you? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I don't know. Never really put any thought of that. I don't really generally care much about my hair. It's not it's super important to me, I guess.
I can tell.
I don't want to be like our dad and be bald, but
Sorry, Mr. G.
keep it as is. I don't know. Maybe bleach it. I don't know. A lot of people do that.
Ooh, nice bright hair. Saying his shirt color.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, I mean, people will be able to see you on the field to be like, "Oh, which was my son? Oh, him!" Follow the white hair. So the final question I was going to ask you, because I asked you what the appeal was to playing sports, but as someone who watches soccer religiously and just is that the only sport you watch? Do you care about any other sports?
Pretty much. I'll watch a bunch of Olympic stuff.
Okay, yeah. Well, what appeals to you about watching it? Because I've never, I don't know. When I was in high school and whatnot, I had no school spirit. I could care less if our high school football team won a game or anything, and I sure as heck don't care about football or anything. Maybe it's because Minnesota teams are rotting garbage at everything. But I've always, some people, they're so mesmerized with sports. They get the whole thing of our team lost yesterday, so I can't come into work. How do people get that emotionally invested in random strangers throwing balls? And I'm just curious, what appeals to you about it that you're just
Mm.
watch this all the time and just enjoy it so much and still?
Yeah, well, our dad would watch soccer from like, and I'd see him watching it on TV. I'm like, always occasionally like looked at it and watched a few minutes, but it wasn't until like probably the end of elementary, like 5th grade, and that I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. I was like, oh, I'm a Man City fan now because my dad's a Man City fan. And I guess it was just like what my dad was watching. I was like, oh, that's cool. But now that I've like watched it more for half a decade, I guess.
That's wild. Someone your age say that.
But it's like, I don't know, it's the way the ball's moved around the field. And like what I like about Man City a lot is they're a possessional based team. So they have like really high possession stats, and they
Expound. What is possessions like?
possessions like having the ball in your possession.
Oh, okay.
Like at your feet or passing the ball around, you know.
Okay.
And just the way that they play the game just really interested me, and I got really into the game, I guess, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And also playing it was just like another.
Yeah, I guess you're in their position.
Yeah.
No, okay.
Well, we've talked a little bit about Luke and his interest in sports, but we have another guest that we are going to bring on the podcast. May know him, may not know him. It starts with a C and ends in a P, ChatGPT, or actually ends in a T. But we're going to bring on ChatGPT. I know that we had an interesting experience talking with ChatGPT for like a couple episodes ago when we did the Wheel of Destiny episode.
He wants to sing for us.
Yes, and so we're going to bring him back on and talk to him about sports. We're going to probably learn some stuff.
See if he can get us invested in sports.
Exactly.
Because Luke did such a bad job at it. Yeah, I don't even want to watch soccer. I don't even want to say it. Every time I say it, I'm like, bleh. Nah. So let's see, like, if there's still a saving grace for me and Peter to become raw sports fans.
So,
Hi. So
restart.
we filmed a banger of an episode. First episode of The Guest. It was absolutely hilarious. Lots of funny remarks were said. Tears were shed. We hugged. We cried. We probably did an interpretive dance or two. And then, to our surprise, guess what wasn't recording?
My phone wasn't recording. We didn't have any. We don't have any proof. So that's the first time we're gonna be real with you. But we're gonna run it back. Talk to ChatGPT about sports. So ChatGPT, we got him right here. What do you think about sports in general?
Oh, I think sports are fantastic. They're a great way to stay active, relieve stress, and build teamwork and discipline. Plus, they're just a lot of fun and a great way to connect with others. What about you?
I think
Do you have a favorite
sports.
sport?
I think sports are pretty good. We got a guest here. We're filming a podcast episode, and the guest here is a avid soccer player. He plays varsity on our high school league, and he's a freshman in high school. But so soccer would be the favorite.
Oh, that's awesome. Soccer is such a dynamic and exciting sport. I'm sure the guest has some great insights and stories to share.
If you were to create a sport, describe to us a new sport that would be very popular amongst the Gen Z.
I think I'd create a sport that mixes elements of parkour with a bit of strategy, maybe some puzzle solving. Along the way, it could be an obstacle course that also has some intellectual challenges, making it super engaging for a wide range of people. That would be my take.
What would you call the sport?
Ooh, naming it is always the fun part. Maybe something like Mind Run, since it combines mental challenges with physical agility. I think that would be a pretty cool name.
It's interesting because we had this conversation just a little bit ago, and you came up with the exact same sport. But our episode, actually, our camera was not recording. So thank you for that repetitive type of sport. If you had another one, how would you describe it?
Oh, that's hilarious. All right, let's get creative with a different idea. How about a sport called Glow Ball? It's a mix of ultimate frisbee and capture the flag, but it's played at night with glowing equipment and neon colors. It would definitely appeal to the Gen Z crowd with its vibrant visuals and fast-paced action.
Makes sense to me.
What would your favorite sport be?
Oh, that's a fun one. I think I'd really enjoy a sport that combines the best of both worlds. Something that keeps me moving, like a bit of a team sport, but also allows for individual creativity. Maybe something like a hybrid of soccer and dance, where you have to incorporate fluid movements and also score goals.
Soccer and dance, that is quite the sport, man.
What kind of dancing would we see in this soccer game? Like, and how would it incorporate in the rules? Like better dance moves with better goals, or like let's just get some more details in there.
Absolutely. So imagine a game where to score a goal, you have to do a specific dance move with the ball, kind of like a combination of dribbling and performing a little dance routine. The more creative and skillful the move, the more points you get.
So it's kind of like banana ball, where you got to do a TikTok move to, increase your point scorage.
What the heck, banana ball?
Exactly. It's got that fun, playful element to it. It would definitely add a whole new layer of creativity and entertainment to the game, and I'm sure we get some laughs and some serious skill demonstrations as well.
As a soccer player myself, and looking at some of my teammates, I don't think that combining dance and soccer would be very, possible. It wouldn't draw a lot of players.
Fair enough. I totally get that. Sometimes the classic sports are best left as they are. But hey, it's always fun to imagine new things, even if they stay in the realm of creativity. I appreciate the honesty.
All right, I have an earth-shattering, super important question, and I need you to put a lot of research and thought into this. What animal would be the best at playing football, and American football?
This is definitely a fun and unique question. I think if we consider animals for playing football, we probably want something that's both agile and has teamwork instincts. I'd say maybe a dolphin would be a great contender. They're super intelligent, great at working in teams, and they're really agile in the water, which could translate to some pretty impressive moves on the field.
That's definitely an interesting choice. How about a land animal for playing football?
Ooh, a land animal. That definitely narrows it down a bit. I think an elephant could be a pretty interesting choice. They're strong, have great memory, and they can be surprisingly gentle and cooperative. Plus,
that was a great move. Well, thank you for being with us today. I actually have one last question, unless these guys got other questions. But what would your predictions be for the Super Bowl?
So based on the latest odds, the Kansas City Chiefs are currently favored to win the Super Bowl, followed closely by the Detroit Lions. Should be an exciting matchup if those two teams end up facing off.
Sounds good to me.
Close the laptop.
Yeah, we're done talking to you. This is an interesting experience, but we're gonna say bye.
All right, no worries at all.
Okay, so since we asked ChatGPT what kind of sport they would create, how about us? What kind of sports would we choose to create?
Well, I think, pickleball's pretty popular right now, and Isaac, obviously, he's mentioned that he doesn't like pickleball that much.
I don't see the appeal of it. I mean, I've never played it, but to me, it just looks like fancy tennis.
So I think we can make it a bit more interesting. Could increase the size of the paddles, like make them huge.
Yeah.
Maybe use a bit larger balls, maybe like a exercise ball type, thing. And like I'm a soccer fan, maybe play on a soccer field,
Try to get into the goal?
Yeah, be pretty interesting.
No, I dig that. I dig that. Bigger is better, especially when it comes to sports. I mean, big giant ball in the face. I immediately go to violence. No, I want a sport where we get like 8 guys. They're all tied up to each other, and you have to. And they each get like a ball the size of like a hacky sack, like something really small, and they have to try to make it to the end of the field, to the goal or whatever, but the other team is also tied up and they have to prevent it. So they have to learn how to like pass the ball to one another while like if one of them gets stuck, they can't move. So they have to learn how to save each other. Like, I mean, I know the injuries would probably be quite intense. I feel like a lot of rolled ankles and like butts falling on faces would probably take place. But like that's the fun of it. We want to see people get hurt. I mean, I want to see people get hurt. I mean, no one wants to see people get hurt. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm a nice guy, I swear. The other sport I have an idea for is like, this is very simple. It's already an existing sport, but I'm adding one extra thing to it. Arm wrestling, but with grease. Like you have to
That would be
oil up your
that would be very
arm
challenging.
like crazy, and you're like, you're just you have to try to keep it honest. Like I don't know. I just feel like adding grease to a lot of sports would be really interesting. Like amateur wrestling,
Yeah.
they're like squaring up and like.
That would make all sports challenging if
you wanna
had
see us-
greasy hands.
Put grease on ourselves and in a future video and play with grease. 100 likes on this
Oh
video.
goodness. Well, the sport that I kind of have come up in my head is all based on Velcro. You could play this on any field, but it's team based. You got 10 players on 10 players, and each individual is wearing a full suit, head to toe, in Velcro. So you got a Velcro hat.
Head to toe.
Actually, they got normal shoes. Okay. But the whole premise of this game is that each team gets 25 balls, and you're trying to get all 50 balls stuck to the other players, and or just on their side, right? So it's a combination of dodgeball, but you actually, there's a little bit more strategy into it. And like any other sport, a team-on-team based ball game sport, but you're throwing Velcro balls about softball or baseball size and trying to hit your opponent. I thought that would be an interesting sport.
No, I think so too. I've done the Velcro wall thing before, where you wear a suit and there's a thing of Velcro and you have to jump on it. That's very fun. So seeing a bunch of grown men in weirdly colorful outfits, covered head to toe in Velcro and slapping balls and getting them stuck on there. I don't know. That'd be funny. That'd be very funny.
It would be.
Velcro ball, stick ball.
Any last thoughts on any sport-related things?
Well, I have a question for you guys.
Okay.
What draws the line between a sport and not a sport? Because there are some things that are like, okay, this could be considered a sport, and then this is like kind of like with the arm wrestling thing. Is arm wrestling a sport or not a sport?
Oh, okay. No, that's a good question. I've heard people like kind of debate about this stuff before, because like when you think of like esports, I hate that they're classified. That I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. Esport is not a sport.
No,
Playing
definitely
games professionally like that, I don't care what you're playing. If it's Fortnite, if it's like a Madden, FIFA, a superhero game or something, it's not a sport. I don't care how skilled you are with your thumbs. It's not a sport.
No.
But then like apparently, I just learned recently, I think chess is classified as a sport by some, which I don't see it as that. I think a sport, you actually have to be doing something somewhat physical. And I know it's like, but they're mental athletes. Yeah, sure, like that's a different skill. Chess is definitely a very strategic game, but I feel like sports have to have some sort of physical activity going on in it.
Agreed. I think I would describe a sport as some significant physical activity. I mean, some games don't have as much physical activity, but the line between is arm wrestling a sport versus like archery. Archery is a sport.
Archery is a sport.
Archery is a sport, even though it's a single player sport. It's just like golf. Okay?
What would team archery look like?
That would be something else.
Stop them from advancing.
Now, is like trap shooting a sport? I don't know about
Hunting,
that.
some people consider hunting a sport. Fishing's considered a sport. Our pastor is a big time fisher.
Well,
he loves fishing, and I want to.
There is some significant skill that is needed for trap shooting, for hunting, for fishing. But there's not as much physical activity as such a sport like volleyball. But I would consider those a sport.
Well, okay, actually, now I need to ask because you like to fish. How I don't know if I can consider fishing a sport, because I feel like half of it's luck based. Because a lot of it's like waiting for the fish to come, hopefully you get a bite. I feel like the only like part of it that is making sure you get it.
So I would say that fishing is a sport there's different types of fishing, okay? But like what I would consider as a like fishing sport is that kayak fishing or fly fishing, where you're actually physically, so fly fishing, you're out in waders in the current and you're fishing, right? And then kayak fishing, you're doing lots of things at once, going down the river, maybe even on, a lake. If you're driving a boat and casting a rod, that's just like a pastime, okay? It's not necessarily a sport.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
So that would be my opinion on those, because it's, some fishing is a sport and some fishing is kind of just a pastime.
If you can find the things for the sport, say like fishing, if you find it in the sports section, that's a sport. If you don't, if you find a fishing rod in the sports section, I don't know, maybe fishing rod's like kind of in like the outdoors area and the fishing area, But I don't know. Fishing is a hard one, I guess, because there's a lot of people that just do it for fun and like are on a boat or sitting on a deck or dock or whatever and just casting. But there's some people that are like legit competing and like actually like breaking a sweat,
Winning things. Yeah. Okay, so we're the jury's out on fishing. Now, here's the ones I ask you: is cheerleading and marching band, are they sports? Because in my opinion, I think they are, because it's all about, while they're on the sidelines compared to actual sports, they have to deal with rhythm in different ways. Like cheerleaders have to be on key with each other. They're doing some crazy physical things.
I guess cheerleading is pretty much like gymnastics.
Yeah,
right?
and
So
gymnastics
that's
is
a sport.
100% a sport.
Marching band. Maybe I'll upset some people in saying that it's not a sport, but I don't think it's a sport.
I can hear the angry mob storming outside our door right now. Peter, you just did it now.
I think cheerleading is definitely a sport.
Okay.
Like you're throwing people.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're throwing some people. There's some strength there.
It's pretty much gymnastics, and then you're throwing people up in the air. It's pretty much a sport. And there's like full on competitions for that. I don't know if there's like competitions for marching band. Is there? Maybe there probably is. But like
some guys I've also listened to a podcast. I think they said they technically in high school you would compete against other marching bands, but I don't think it's a professional sport. I could be wrong. Someone could correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think.
I think marching band is definitely an art.
Yeah.
Even like how it's kind of like it's choreographed. So I think it's still more of an art and not a sport.
Like you take an actor and an athlete or whatever. I feel like they would classify more as actors rather than they would as athletes, because while actors in movies can be doing a lot of really physical things, especially one like sports movies or something, like some of them like boxing movies, they're actually going in there, they're actually practicing, they're actually getting in shape and whatnot. They're classified as actors though. They don't say Tom Holland, actor and athlete or something like that.
Yeah.
So I feel like that would classify more as an art.
Yeah, good point there.
Well, let us know in the comments what your opinions are on sport versus non-sport. I think we're all in agreement that esports are not sports.
And if you're mad, go. You can email us at gronvillepeter at something.
Yahoo.gbd. I don't know.
Yahoo.com.
With all that being said, usually towards the end of the episode, we kind of round it out with a verse. And Luke actually has a verse that is pretty spot on for this episode. So I'm going to give it to him, and you can take it away.
The verse that I have is a verse that I, hold dear to my heart, I guess. And it's one I think of and have memorized. It's one I've actually put on my soccer ball, and it's a good reminder when I see that. And so the verse is, so whether you eat or drink or whatever you do, do it all for the glory of God. And I think it's just a really good reminder for athletes competing to do it for the glory of God, but also for people like these guys who don't compete and don't do sports, It's still a really good reminder to do, like, whether you eat or drink or whatever you do it all for the glory of God. And it's
Well said. Oh, that's a great verse.
Yeah, I like it. Great verse to end off today's episode. Well, be sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed today's episode. Leave us a comment and talk to us about sports, things that you know.
Smash like if you sympathize with our pain that we had to re-record this episode. As you can see, we're probably a little burnt out.
Yeah, unfortunately.
All of our energy, it was spent on the first half.
I mean, unfortunately, I did not click record again. But we're done. Hope you guys enjoyed it. hit the like button, subscribe down below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell because you'll be notified when we upload a video. Mainly because our schedule might be a little wacky right now.
Yep.
But stay tuned. We got some episodes
it's
planned.
still banger content. The content
Exactly.
ain't changing.
We're thankful for Luke to come on and glad to have him and whatnot.
Thank you guys for having me.
What he meant to say was subscribe.
Yeah.
You should only subscribe. And we hopefully maybe not, I don't know, it's your life, but hopefully we'll see you next time.
Peace out.
Bye-bye.
Oh, wait.
If that's not a recording, Peter, I'm going to beat you up.